Another week of GDQ Hotfix Speedruns. I am your host for this Monday episode of Game Over. Game Over is a show where we like to put on speedruns of games that are either known for their high level of difficulty or for games that are being speedrun on higher difficulty levels than they normally would be speedrun on. Tonight, we have a really interesting run by a really great runner who is going to be running Kingdom Hearts 2 at a certain higher difficulty level than normal, and they will be able to explain that much better than me. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to the runner we have
Hello.
here, Minton. You want to take it away?
Yeah, for sure. So we're doing Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Critical Mode. Critical Mode was added in Final Mix, which we didn't actually get until like 2016, around then, whenever the PS3 version came out. But this game can get really hard on Critical Mode, and especially because I'll be doing a harder route that is somewhat new.
Interesting.
That I don't think we've actually shown it at GDQ yet, so it'll be a pretty interesting run. If you've seen KHQ before, you might see some new stuff here.
Awesome.
But I'm ready to go.
To see it. I'm ready too.
Awesome. All right, so I'll count down. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. So in this speedrun, we're playing on critical mode, which is the hardest difficulty in the game, and we do a little bit more damage than you do on a regular difficulty. However, we take a lot more damage, and we also have less health gain and magic gain and experience gain. So I'm not sure if you all remember that in most runs of this game, you used to pick up the shield dream weapon, and I can get more in depth into it later. But in the route that I'm showing off here, I'll be picking up the sword weapon, which changes our ability routing to give us experience boost early. And that makes the run a lot harder because in order to experience boost, you need to be at half HP or below. So throughout some parts of the game, I'll be boosting and playing it really risky.
Okay.
Which would be very exciting.
So to reiterate, when you're like lower HP thresholds, like you actually gain more experience?
Yeah, and that'll happen like in about 20 minutes then.
Okay.
Or so.
So no like damage bonus or anything coming from that, just pure
No,
experience
because there is in like other Kingdom Hearts games, there is a damage bonus you get from a thing called Berserk. But yeah, in this game, there's just experience boosting, which helps a lot because we level up more. And yeah, it's like a riskier route that like it's been around for a while actually. I believe that Logic might have found it. Maybe I might be wrong about that, but yeah, it's a thing that I haven't been doing for a long time because it is really risky. But I'm a lot more comfortable with the route now.
Okay. So this is like the tutorial section of the game, right?
Yeah. So this is Roxas World. It's a pretty long tutorial casually because it takes like 2 to 3 hours to just watch the cutscenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the speedrun, it's still pretty long, but it's not too bad. And this part right here, we're just grabbing money so that we can afford like a trip to the beach or something.
So the beginning of the runs, are they feel a little like slow maybe, or they have some interesting ways you can lose time in them or anything like that?
Yeah, so this world in particular is pretty crazy because it is a very different kind of world than the rest of the game because there are a ton of fights that you can lose like seconds to. A lot of runners you'll see if you watch them grind for like PB or world record, they'll reset a lot to like cutscene skips and just using like 1 second to fights. So everything right now has been RNG manipulated, and this fight is the last one that we manip. And so I kind of messed up right there where I knocked that guy away. That would be a reset in like record attempts, and so this world is notorious for being like a really big gatekeeper for getting a run going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of early game resets. That's normal for speedruns, I suppose. See that all the time.
Yeah. But for this game, I mean, it's kind of crazy because the run is like 2 hours long, but people reset to
right.
The first 15
Exactly.
minutes.
You don't. That's another thing. Like when it comes to long runs, like I always feel hesitant to reset in the other games. It's like I probably have so much time later on to recoup, anyways.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I usually don't reset as much, but you definitely can because there's like this world is actually really skill based, so you can get like pretty far ahead.
Yeah, some people are just like reset monsters. They just like want to grind for those good early games.
Yeah. So this is Twilight Thorn, the first boss of the run. He can be tricky, casually speaking, but in the run it's not too bad. You have to go through this entire sequence right here, which can take like about a minute, and afterwards you do like a good amount of damage to him because we have reaction boost. Actually, I should mention that so critical mode also gives you extra abilities to make up for it being harder, and one of them is reaction boost, which increases damage done by reaction commands, which is just whenever I press triangle. They're just like quick time events that show up.
Yeah, these are like really long sequences here. Are there?
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like most of the fights don't have sequences like that. Just Twilight Thorn for the most part.
Okay.
And right there we get in 4 combos if you can. I missed one combo there, so draw off the cycle a bit, but that's fine. And we don't take too much damage yet that like I'm at risk of dying, but getting hit can be scary here. Okay. So that's all good. I killed a creeper there, which gives you experience, and I wanted that because that'll get me to hit level, I think 3, before the final fight of this world, which makes a small difference. So experience routing is like pretty important in this run.
I have a question if you have like
Yeah,
moment.
sure.
Maybe you actually mentioned it and I just like missed it. But what exactly is the PC modded
Oh yeah,
thing mean?
good question. So PC mod, I like to call it Gummy Skip, but it's called PC mod on the leaderboards. It's basically we just skip the gummy missions. So the gummy missions are they're like they can be 3 to 4 minutes long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're just the ship auto scroller mission. So they don't add anything to the speedrun. You can't really speed them up at all. So it's just worth it to skip it.
Yeah, and how many of those normally would there be? The gummy missions.
There's normally 7 in any episode run.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, so it saves like roughly
That's a lot,
like 24 minutes ish.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I see. And probably not the most like interesting things to just play through.
No, I mean they're okay to chill, but it's the run's a lot nicer when you skip them.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, have you been in this game before, Wriggle?
I have not beaten it. I think I maybe played like 40% of this game.
Okay.
Right? And
okay.
never actually finished it.
What about the other Kingdom Hearts games?
I got to the very last level of Kingdom Hearts 1 and then I like got distracted by something else and then never finished it.
Wow.
So I've actually never finished a Kingdom Hearts game, but I mean, I played a lot of the first one in terms of the content. I got through a good amount of it, and this one maybe 40%. There's like there's a Nightmare Before Christmas level in this game, right?
Yeah.
I think I got like past that, maybe not much further.
Yeah, it's about 40%.
That's about 40%. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And about there.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, but I never really got super into Kingdom Hearts games, honestly.
That's fair enough. I mean, they're pretty. I would like to say they're pretty different genres.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. They are definitely different.
Yeah, this game. It's very action RPG. So the run is very much about. Most of it is about how good you can do the fights and menuing and stuff like that. Like the movement isn't super important. It is in other games. But in this game, it's mostly about the fights.
So maybe Kingdom Hearts 1 or 3, more movement tech involved in that? This one, not as much?
Yeah. KH1 and 3 are very movement focused. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of movement tech with Roxas going on right now. Got to be honest. He's not wowing me with the movement at the moment.
Yeah, he just kind of walks. There's not really anything interesting movement-wise. Like there will be some amount of movement that matters, like about halfway through the run. So it actually will matter a little bit. Like you can save time later on.
As someone that speedruns action RPGs as well, I can appreciate combat and menuing being a big deal. I do like some good movement in a game, but not every game has like anything interesting to even do.
Yeah. And the shame is that this game actually does have pretty cool movement. It's just that they're locked behind leveling drive forms. So we do get one of the movement techs later on, like one of the movement abilities, but we don't. If we had all of them, then there would be pretty cool movement. Just that it takes a while to get them all.
I see. Are there any higher like percentage completion like categories for the game where you might like encounter that type of stuff?
Yeah, there is actually. There's one of my favorites is Gold Crown, where you do all of the mushrooms, which are just like mini games. Then you do all of the data org, which are like 13 super bosses, and then you do Lingering Will Terra, which is like the hardest boss in the game. So you do all of that in one run, because each one gives you a crown, and it ends with the gold crown. And that run is really, really cool. I've been wanting to show it off on GDQ at some point.
How long is that run?
It's a long run. It's
okay.
So on PC, yeah, it can be like 4.5 hours, I think.
It might be a little too long for one of our shows here, but maybe like a weekend show or an actual like main event. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, that is a sick run because you do every world, and you also do all the super bosses, and you get a lot of movement stuff. Like it's pretty cool.
So what is your favorite Kingdom Hearts game, Ninten?
Yeah, mine is this game.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. KH1 and 3 are pretty close. Kingdom Hearts 1 probably being a huge close second, but I think it's this one for sure.
What is your favorite version of Kingdom Hearts 2? I feel like there's like so many of them. I don't even understand all the like different titles. Like, how many possible releases of Kingdom Hearts could there be?
So there's really only 2.
Okay.
Well, there's kind of like there's like 3-ish, but we're just basically 2. So there was the original, and then there's Final Mix, and Final Mix was re-released in like a bunch of other collections.
So that's probably the collections are probably what's throwing me off.
Yeah. So like 2.5 is the same thing as 1.5 plus 2.5. It's just a different name for the collection. So really, there's only a Final Mix. Like the best way to play it is on Steam, in my opinion, because you can also like there's a big modding community as well, which is very neat. But it can be a little bit unstable on PC, unfortunately.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah. I do have like an autosave bot and stuff in case the game does crash, because that can happen, but it's pretty rare. I haven't had everything.
Yeah, I mean, does this game normally autosave? Or it's just
No,
like straight, like just
have to,
manual saves the whole way?
Yeah, just manual saves. So you have to go to a save point.
Yeah. So you have backup saves ready in case of a crash. Probably good call.
Yeah, yeah. There's a particular area where it does crash a lot, but we just mod that like to be. We basically fix it with the mod so that the run isn't like sitting. But yeah, anyway, so like we're at the end of Roxas Road here, just about. Not too much to talk about till now. Mostly just dusk fights, and yeah, like I said, like in speedrun PB attempts, like there's a lot to optimize. So this has been like pretty slow for like my standards, but it's only like 10 seconds at the end of the day. Not that bad.
Just like especially with a lot of RNG, I imagine that you've encountered in the fights, like 10 seconds is.
Oh yeah, yeah, especially yeah. Like there's a lot of luck too. Yeah, so this fight, like you want to basically on all dusk fights, you don't want to do a finisher because it knocks the dusks away. The finisher is just the last hit of the combo. So I want to do a bunch of 2 hits like this, and ideally I'm hitting multiple at the same time. And then when I kill 3, the assassins will spawn, jump over the attack, and then we take them out one by one like this. Here, I have to parry him. He's gonna attack right there. We don't actually have. Oh no, we have guard now, I think. Anyway,
so
there's the
are these like jump attacks, like the fastest option, or like the highest DPS option that you have available?
They're just the fastest.
Okay.
So yeah, like we're able to reset the combo and do the combo faster in the air. So you'll see us do air combos for the most part. There's sometimes when we get more abilities, ground combos will be more important. But as Roxas is always there.
Sure.
And that was Axel. So Axel, you play as Roxas with 2 Keyblades, and he's like an entirely different character that you only get to play as in that one fight. And it's not too hard because your reaction command does a lot of damage to Axel. So I just do like a few combos and then he dies.
Yeah, that was quick. So how important are your sidekicks in this run?
That is a good question. So they're pretty important, especially in the beginning of the run. So here, I'm gonna try to die to this next fight because there's a couple fights. We had some in Roxas Road too, where you can lose and still progress the game.
Okay.
And that's faster.
Sure.
Yeah. So right here, I'm gonna try to die, but Donald can actually interrupt the enemies from attacking me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. So he's like actively working against you, typically.
Yeah, it feels that way. So there's a few fights like that. Like we're gonna enter another one here. And then, but for the most part, we just want Donald to use Thunder on enemies that we're attacking, or like anything that, just use Thunder in general. Because like Thunder is pretty powerful for a while, and it helps a lot. But like if Goofy isn't very helpful, he can still do like a good amount of damage. But it's usually Donald we're relying on.
But like he maybe does he get like outclassed in the later game, or it's just not as important because you're dealing so much damage?
Yeah, that's it right there. He just doesn't do as much damage. They are still useful because we'll be getting drive forms and limits, and those require them to be alive.
Okay.
But they're not necessarily doing anything on their own. We just have to use them as like tools.
I see. So there's Donald throwing out his lightning bolts there. Okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. It almost kills the shadows.
Okay, I can immediately tell he's doing it by the voice lines that he's throwing out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. So shadows are like one of the like worst enemies in the run because they go underground. Like that's their whole gimmick, and you just can't hurt them when they do that. And so in the beginning part here, a big part of learning to run is learning how to time your attacks so that you hit them right as they come back up. Because they can decide to go underground like frame 1, but if you time your attack right, you can prevent it.
Okay.
So that's important right there. And then here, I'll try to get a Cyclone RC that kills 3 soldiers. I got 2. Ooh, that's okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Honestly, it looks pretty cool. Like the combat, I gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really, especially like later on, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it's been so long since I like played these games. Like, I don't even remember like what the combat is. But seeing someone that's like experienced doing it makes it look really good.
Yeah, it's like the big, it's a big selling point for this game. It's just like this run is so cool seeing the combat, and like I said, especially later on in the game when we get a lot more tools, the combat is like super cool. And the neat thing about this run, like it makes it unique, is that there isn't really any like sequence break or glitch. It's mostly glitchless. So we pretty much just play through the game, beginning to end, like any other player would.
Are there just like, I imagine there are probably glitches, just none like that are very useful.
Yeah, there's a few that, yeah, there's a few. And there is one, like in the gold crown category I was talking about, there is actually a glitch that you can skip stuff, but it's just not useful in any percent at all.
Gotcha.
So right here, I'm in Vader form. We'll be getting a few forms throughout the game. This is useful for early game because we have 2 keyblades, and it means we do more damage. And it also has faster movement, which is very useful. So the combat is very different though. Auto forms have their own like unique combat like versions. This one's more like melee focused. And so this fight is one of the worst luck-wise, especially in early game and probably like throughout the whole game. Just because there is an enemy here called the Samurai, and it has an RC where it kills everything surrounding it. And so you want to use that on like as many enemies as possible. But Leon is here, and he can basically like ruin the entire attack. He doesn't help too much.
Final Fantasy VIII is like my favorite one, so it's weird to hear him called Leon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I imagine it'd be weird for me to hear him be called Squaw too.
Yeah. So was that a successful one, or did Leon mess with you there?
It wasn't very good yet. Oh, this will be good here.
Yeah, you want to like line him up.
Yeah, there we go.
I got
you. Want everything to be surrounding the samurai.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah, that was a good baiting. So like you can have the whole fight end in like 10 seconds if you just get like the dual stance to line everything up. But yeah, it's just one of the most luck-based fights. And here we can skip the gummy. That's what a gummy would normally be.
Just pretend that we flew around for 4 or 5 minutes, y'all.
Yeah. I made a mistake right there because I exited the menu early, but that's okay. So I buy the fire bangle here, And I do that because we're going to be, we use it for sword route because we're going to be experience boosting later on, like in this world. So it's actually like, we actually buy armor, which is, it's weird because we used to never buy armor. But with this route, it just is way easier to buy armor there and use it for boosting.
So is like the old route, like you didn't use experience boosting, and this new one is like just you're actually using
pretty much.
the experience boosting. Okay, gotcha.
In the old route, we did boost, but it was like in one fight, and we'll come across the fight in the run. But pretty much like the whole point of this route is that we're able to skip a lot of time there, save a lot of time there by getting experience early.
I see.
And it can like legitimately be harder than level 1 because like you can play this game at level 1 too, but doing this route, like there's some fights that are harder than level 1 because you're boosting.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is like a level 1 run, which is that also done on critical typically?
Yeah, you only get access to them on critical.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I see.
Yeah. Level 1 run is pretty neat, but personally, I prefer this one just a little bit, just because the level 1 run is a lot slower in a lot of parts. So like the run is quite a bit slower.
You have like more options for things that you can do when you're not at level 1, I suppose, maybe?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, and also just like you get more abilities, but also it's like level 1. Like in this run, you can't really tell that I'm playing on like hard mode because I haven't taken a hit yet. But it's like you do. It's like you're like a glass cannon, so you do a lot of damage and you take a lot of damage. On level 1, it's like you take a lot of damage and you do little damage.
I see.
So the run's just not as like interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like feeling powerful in my runs. The level 1 runs that I'm used to for like Dark Souls, you still get really strong in that, so it's not even like a big deal that you're level 1, honestly.
Right.
But so you're going to be taking like a lot of damage. So does that mean like whenever you're below that HP threshold, are you gonna be one-shot potential for a lot of things, or?
Yeah, for most of them I will be. Because I bought the Fire Bangle, I won't be for this world.
I see.
And like, yeah, so we'll get there in a few minutes here. But it's still pretty easy to die in that spot when we're boosting. And later on in the game, you just straight up get one shot at full HP too.
At full HP. So it's like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Do you have to do any like setups to get your HP down?
Yeah, there's like a bit of that.
Okay. I guess we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there. Right there I did. So you have to break that.
Did like the stream went down? Okay.
Oh gosh.
All right. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we're back. All right, back to you, Nintendo.
Yep. So
Hey, y'all, sorry about that. I think we had a little bit of a issue in the studio, but our production team, I think, is taking care of the problem. So back to you, Ninten. Do you want to count us in to continue the run?
Sure, yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Okay, so that attack right there was powerful attack. So for these guys, they... I was talking about the Assault Riders. So they're pretty difficult enemies in this part of the run because they can do some slow attacks, and you want to dodge your first attack and then start doing combos to stagger them. But yeah, we got through it just fine, and I think I just got experience boost. So
okay,
I'll equip it right here. Yeah.
Props to you for maintaining focus on that pause screen for so long. Like just yeah. Right back into the fight. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, so all the kills I've gotten so far have been intentional to get experience boost right here. And so this is a fight. It's a 1-minute fight where we kill as many hardest as we want. And so here's where we're going to experience boost. And we take damage by getting hit by this attack. You can take... I do it really safe because I try to jump over most of them. But ideally you take more damage because I need to be under half HP. So now we're in a good health. And so now I'll be getting double experience from everything I kill. And the goal is to hit level 10, which is the next level up. And they also drop health orbs, which doesn't help.
Yeah. So this looks like a nice farming spot for you.
Yeah, it is really good.
That looked like the fire bangle saved you there.
Yeah, it does. It makes a pretty big difference, just because you get a lot of armor from it.
Well, this seems like a really chaotic fight to be dealing with, like getting killed in one hit. So.
Yeah, because the rapid thrusters are everywhere in the bolt towers.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I can see why you would want that little extra like bit of breathing room there for that specific fight.
Yeah, and especially like if you don't have the fire bangle, you take like double damage. It's pretty crazy.
Okay.
So there, we actually hit level 10 just fine, so it's okay. You can get a lot more experience than I got, but it really doesn't matter. Like, I think level 10 is really all that matters there. And it looks really chaotic because of all the enemies everywhere. For the most part, you're pretty safe, like attacking everything. You just gotta know what the enemies are doing.
Yeah, it looks scary being like one shot away from death and then just like the screen is full of enemies right there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so we got past it just fine. And here, see, it's important to hit that level up because there was a strength up. And in this game, every strength up is +2 strength. So that makes a huge difference on like every enemy you attack. That fight is a lot easier if you're level 10. And on shield route, we would still be grinding there, but we just wouldn't have boost. So you usually don't hit level 10 on shield. And so this is Shan Yu, the boss of the world. There's a neat little strat here. It's kind of a glitch that happens, but basically you do... Right there, he transitioned to his next phase in the middle of the attack. And it's a really odd thing that happens. We don't really understand why it happens, but with that setup, we can almost guarantee it. That's still like one of the mysteries that we haven't solved yet, but it saves time if he does it that way. So that was a really good fight.
Is it just like cut down the length of time on his transition?
Yeah, it's like his, usually you have to wait for him to attack and then he'll transition. But right there, he just like transitions instantly.
Okay, sure.
And that's because bosses in this game will pretty much always have health gates. And the way that it works, it can be confusing casually because you can only get past it with a finisher. And so if you do anything better than a finisher, it does no damage to them. And finishers can be magic or the end of a combo, or like certain other attacks. our class's finishers. So like there's a whole like system there, and so throughout the game I'll be doing a finisher at the right time to transition like bosses' health gates.
Okay.
And that was one of them right there with Shan Yu.
So this is the third world that we're on right now?
Kind of, yeah. It's more
fourth,
like
maybe?
Fourth.
Yeah, if
fourth.
you count the Roxas like level. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is also one of the harder ones. If anyone watching has played this game on critical mode, this is like one of the hardest fights in the game coming up.
Okay.
It's not that bad with the fire bangle because it has fire resistance. And the reason this fight is hard is because Hades will attack you during it. But the fire bangle makes it a bit safer. But yeah, this fight can be rough. We're basically going to be coming down these platforms while Hades shoots firewalls at us, and we have to kill hardest during it.
That's it. That's it.
So this fight ends after a couple hits. Then we do a quick menu here.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Nice fight. Well done.
Yeah, so it's just showing you that he's invincible.
Oh,
So
I
here-
see. Okay.
Yeah, and Orin joins our party as well, but he can be kind of helpful. Mostly he has a body blocker. Okay, I'm getting a few hits here. So if I get a hit from the Lancer coming up, I think I'll die. And Hades Fireball would kill me without the Fire Bangle, but we have it.
What is this first person mode?
Oh yeah, so I did that because it lured Orin over here, and he body blocked that fireball for me. So that first person actually, it like makes your party members spawn right next to you.
Oh,
God.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's a really cool tech right there. I forgot that I was doing it until you pointed it out.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? It's a first person game.
Okay, oh yeah, so Orin interrupted the bats there, unfortunately. Oh god. So I still have experience boost on, so if I kill stuff at low HP, I'm still getting experience,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah, like
It's good to
how relevant does that end up being potentially for you to just get random extra experience?
It matters a little bit because for the most part, it all culminates until like into one fight. Oh dear. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're safe. That was scary. I kept taking hits. So the extra experience I got there, it all like will matter at one spot in the game, like about halfway through. And other than that, it doesn't matter very much.
Okay.
Especially because we're gonna be boosting much stronger enemies later on. The lower amounts of experience we get now are pretty minimal. Which is why, like, in that fight in the last world, Land of Dragons, I was okay not getting more experience after level 10 because, like, it's not going to matter that much anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so here is Cerberus. Now, in this game, you can get Mickey to show up if you die in certain fights. We used to do a fake out here at GDQ.
Oh,
Pretend that we
really?
died
Yeah.
once.
Nice. Nice.
But
that's always
we've done it too many times now.
It would have worked on me, I swear.
Yeah,
It would have totally worked. Yeah.
But yeah, basically you get Mickey, and he's a lot faster on Cerberus here. So
Nice.
you can get him on other fights too. Usually people get him on Zaldin.
Is Mickey playing by himself? Or
Yeah,
are you
he's
controlling
by
this?
himself.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm controlling him. Just-
Oh, you're
I thought you
controlling.
meant, like,
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
we don't have any party members though.
Gotcha. So you get to play as Mickey.
Yep. His controls are very odd. He combos really like weird. So we don't do that much. We just do pearls, which is the magic he has, and the magic is really powerful.
Okay.
And the other thing is that he's guaranteed the first time that you die. After that, it's random. So we're not gonna get him again. Like, hopefully we don't get him again. We're not gonna try to die to any other fights like that.
Well, thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, thank you for
You should have faked me out. That would have worked. 100,
Yeah.
100% I would have fallen for that. Do you think maybe we have a little bit of downtime to read some announcements, Ninten?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. All right, so Summer Games Done Quick 2025 will be live in Minneapolis from July 6th to the 13th. If you would like to volunteer or run at the event, submit your applications by March 31st or register to attend the event by May 26th. So those are coming up soon. Use !SGDQ in Twitch chat or visit gamesdonequick.com for more info. Also, if you'd like to support GDQ Hotfix, check out the 2024 Season 4 shirt at theyeti.com/GDQ. They are on sale until March 24th, so act fast. That's today. So the last chance would be today to get the shirt. But yeah, back to you, Ninten. What do you got going on right here?
Yeah, so we just have the Earns minigame, which isn't too exciting. There's like some really deep tech in that minigame right there that we only learned recently. Where basically like their spawn patterns are dependent on when you killed last Earn. So there's like some neat stuff there, but it's not too interesting. Like there's only like a few second variants in that minigame. And yeah, so now we're just gonna be walking to Demix, which is gonna take a bit because we don't have. So if you notice, our drive gauge on the bottom right has been locked up, and that's because something about being in the underworld, heroes are like weaker.
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah, so because of that, we would normally be using Vader form for movement, but we can't, so we just gotta walk.
Just gotta walk. Walking a little faster than Roxas, though.
He, like, the animation is faster. I don't think he actually walks faster.
Oh, really? Just, like, feels faster.
I think so.
Which, that's important to feel fast.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Couldn't agree more. And here's Demix. This is just a minigame. We'll be finding Demix later on. But this minigame, we want to kill the water clones as fast as possible. It's very luck-based because the direction that Sora goes with this Wild Dance RC is random. It's kind of random. So you want him to go towards Demix because that's where the clones spawn. Right now I'm in a pretty bad spot because I'm not like hitting that many. It's a bit better when that happens. And so a good time would be if the timer says 50 when I finish. This is probably going to end up being like a 43 or something.
Okay.
Maybe a bit worse. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. 40 is okay.
Reset. Do you like ever do predictions for the time in chat whenever you're doing that?
No, I should do that.
Yeah,
there's definitely a couple of them.
Just call out a time.
Yeah, it's a good one actually. It's a pretty good one. Oh yeah, we're gonna be boosting here as well. Okay. And this one is a lot scarier than the last one because I am at one shot now. So I play it very safe. Like I play most of this route really safe. Some people will just go all in. So I killed all the bats. And now we're gonna try to get Pete to spawn more enemies. Making him attack like this by forcing his revenge is what we call it. Like basically enemies attack you after you do a certain amount of hits to them. And so if we make Pete do that, he'll spawn more enemies. Oh god.
So is there like any sort of like indication that you're in XP boost mode?
There is not actually.
So you just have to get used to it.
Yeah, you gotta eyeball it.
Yeah.
Which it can be that's the hard part of it too. Like you sometimes I have a hard time telling.
The character's hair is like covering up the HP bar. It's like, what part of the pixel of his hair do I need to be on?
Exactly. Yeah. If it's in like underneath his head, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
You can use the hair as a visual cue though on some parts.
Yeah. Interesting strats.
Yeah, so I played it really safe there. I didn't get that much boosting, but again, my experience is like kind of fine, so I'm not worried about it.
All right. Yeah, you got a little extra experience from that Hades fight, I guess.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I got quite a bit there too, I think.
Okay.
So the beginning of this fight is really neat. This is a strat that I actually found somewhat recently, where we do air combos on him in Vader, like this. Okay, I almost got it. You can kill him when he's up there, but it's like pretty precise. Because we used to do a limit called Trinity Limit, which I'm okay. I might have made a mistake here.
Oh no.
Things might be going wrong. So I don't think I could Trinity Limit because I think I was too focused on that opening, which means that when I finish this part of the fight, I will be in some trouble. Let's see. Do I have it? Oh, I do have it. Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
Sora's face looks so sad when he's low HP.
Yeah, okay. I have low health. I think I'm at one shot. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was one shot. Let's see. Do I get Mickey? I did get Mickey. Okay. So you get Mickey again.
Okay. Hello, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Welcome back. So, like, this is a time loss, though, for sure. Like, just having to spawn Mickey in here.
Yeah, because I got a good pattern there, actually. I could have killed him when his heads were down. And the other thing is you have to res Sora. This isn't that bad, though. Like, a death you could use a lot more time to a death.
Yeah, I mean, like, so what is it like you said that, like, there's, Mickey shows up when your first death. Is it, like, random from the rest of it? Whether he shows up?
I think that was, like, an 80% chance that he showed up.
Okay.
So it's pretty likely.
Okay.
But it's, like, it goes down and down more until it reaches 50. So it's, like, 80, 70, 60, 50 or something.
Now, in a real run, like, let's say you were wanting to continue, but you didn't get Mickey. Are you, like, kind of screwed if you didn't get Mickey?
Even if I got Mickey, like, that would still be too much time lost. Like, the run would be dead.
But even if you wanted to continue, like, would you just, like, you would go to a game over if Mickey didn't spawn in, and you'd be, like, screwed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would use a lot more time. Like, if I didn't get Mickey there, I would have lost probably twice as much time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mickey, like, there's sometimes when you get Mickey and it's actually faster to not use him in some fights. But right there, it was better, I think.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so basically all that, like, the only difference if I did that fight correctly was that I was going to ground combo the heads while they're moving around. And then that kills Hydra. And so that was that world. And we just went to 100 Acre Wood real quick to save Pooh, and then we don't have to go back there again. And this is Beast Castle. You can do Beast Castle before you do Land of Dragons. So we could have went here, like, first, but it's a lot better to go here last. Because we have Hero's Crest, which is the Keyblade we just got from Hydra, and it has a lot more strength on it. And so some movement here because we have access to Vader form. We're just using Vader for movement here, and this will be Threat Shoulder coming up. This boss is fun because on the beginner mode category, you can kill him in like one hit and save a cycle, but it's only possible on beginner. So on crit, it's less of a run killer because you always get 2 cycle.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty safe fight.
I see.
Fire! Fire!
So you're saying it's easier on critical than it is on beginner?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I love how it works like that in speedrunning sometimes.
Yeah. The beginner mode category is actually really cool. It's super optimized. Like, it's crazy how fast that category is now. But yeah, here, so we're gonna use Chicken Little. We just got Chicken Little from Winnie the Pooh. And we're gonna be using him because he has a lot of unique... Oh, he didn't suck him in somehow. That's weird. He whistles in enemies, and we're gonna be using that for a lot of mid-game.
He whistles them in. Like, does that like group them together?
Yeah, he like physically whistles. He has a whistle. And then, yeah, it groups them all together.
Okay.
And it just, like, it stuns them and keeps them together. So it's super useful for crowd control.
Yeah.
And he also has firecrackers, which do a bunch of hits that does a lot of damage. So, but like everything he does is pretty useful. And this is where party members don't matter as much because we have stuff like Chicken Little.
Right. Who is like not a party member but a summon.
Yeah, he's a summon. So he uses the drive gauge on the bottom right.
Gotcha.
And this is a good time to point out that so like casually you'd be losing your drive everywhere because you like when it runs out you are back to 0. But in the run, we take advantage of the fact that whenever you lose party members out of your party, you get your drive back if you're in if you're using it currently. So like right there, because I had Chicken Little out, it gave me back my drive, even though I had already summoned him. So we do that throughout the game. We pretty much never run out of drive.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
That comes, you said, when the party members leave?
Yeah,
Are you
so right
forcing
there,
them
left.
out? Or is the game's forcing them out?
The game's forcing them out. So like there they left because we're doing a mini game with Cogsworth, and for some reason the party members are just like NPCs in that room.
And so the game like rewards you with like the drive being refreshed.
Yeah, I think it's more like I don't think it was intentional. It's just a thing we take advantage of.
Yep.
And that was Beast. He's really easy. You just do one
quick.
hit on him.
Quick.
Yeah. It's because we're a bit over leveled, I guess.
Yeah.
We're probably not like over leveled, but we're leveled up a little bit, and it makes a big difference here. So the game has a thing called the damage floor, and that is in place so that if you're underleveled, you won't do like 1 damage to an enemy. And so on level 1, that's a lot more relevant.
Yeah.
It's still relevant on this category because at the very end of the game, we'll be at the damage floor. But when you're above the damage floor, you do like a lot of damage, which is why we're doing quite a bit now. Okay, this is not good. Yeah, so I knocked him towards the window. I wanted to kill him right there before he went inside. But my angle was a bit off. That's fine, we just have to wait a few seconds.
Yeah.
And now we have Dark Thorn. He goes invisible, but you can lock onto him, so it's kind of pointless if you think about it.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we use beast limit here. The fun thing about this run is that we use party member limits. So like each world we have a unique tool. And yeah, so we use beast limit right there. The limit, I haven't really explained. It's basically when you use all of your remaining magic and then you go into like an attack with your party member. And we used it on Hydra with Trinity limit. And we used beast limit right there. So that's what I like to call early game finish right there.
That's where you consider the early game to be over.
Yeah.
Does that mean the next part's going to get harder, or that you finished the hard part? What does that mean to you?
Mid game is, I don't know. I think mid game is, it's more consistent than early game.
Okay,
it's like I think fights will get more consistent now, but there are a couple like, especially the end, like when you get to 1K. If anyone's played this game before, the fight where you fight 1,000 Heartless, that's like the end of mid game, and that fight is like pretty bad.
Okay. But leading up to that is like just kind of like this consistent segments.
Yeah, it's definitely like when you're out of early game on a good run, you're really thankful that you get to experience mid game.
This way.
Gotcha.
So we got the mini push here. This is actually a hard strat.
Pushing the mouse.
Yeah, I can see her like trying to come undone for me there. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That was okay.
How much time does that save?
It saves a lot.
It
saves
seems like it
10 to
would.
15 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty hard because she like
Slippery,
it looks like I'm walking
looks
straight,
like.
but yeah, she's really slippery. She just like slides out of the wall.
Yeah.
This way.
And here, here's a part where on shield route, we would be level grinding actually on this fight.
Let's go.
But on sword route, we don't have to level grind at all here.
Is this the fight that you were talking about? It saves a lot of time.
No, it's actually one later on.
Okay. Okay.
This is just like a small one.
Let's go.
So on shield, you have to kill like maybe 3 or 4 bow towers, and you kill them on the way to the end, so it's not that bad. But you still save like maybe 5 seconds skipping everything.
Let's go.
If you're lucky, you still get kills.
This way.
I got like 1.
Let's go. This way.
That's pretty good.
Let's go.
Do you mind if I get in some announcements real quick, Ninten?
No, go right ahead.
Okay. Join the official GDQ Discord and add the hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. You can use !Discord and Twitch chat for more info. Also, if you missed out on any of our hotfix shows or events like Back to Black and Frost Fatales, check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And back to you, Ninten.
All right. So right after the mini escort, we got another accessory slot, which is useful because I bought a Sardonyx ring in Beast Castle, and that has +1 strength. So that 1 strength helps a lot here in this world. And coming up on this window right here is another experience boost. This one I find to be pretty consistent, but if it goes wrong, then it goes really bad. So we're gonna start off with some damage in Trinity limit. And now I'm going to slide dash one of these hammers and then take a hit on purpose, like that. And now this reaction command will kill everything. And ideally we do kill everything. I didn't kill everything, but we're good because I got Chicken Little out. Yeah, so you want to kill those hammers there. If Chicken Little doesn't whistle, then you can die like easily. So it's a bit sketchy, but it was okay.
The face on Sora in this world that tripped me out. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, he's like I don't know what you would call it, just like old timey.
It's weird looking. That's what I would call it. It's a little strange, especially when you're used to him looking a certain way.
Have you played Ultimate at all? Smash Ultimate?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people play with this skin on Sora.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. They included that.
yeah.
I haven't played
It's like a
since
fan
Sora was added to it. I played it a lot like on release, but not since then.
Yeah, it was same actually, yeah. Sora was really cool in that game though.
Really? There's a lot of sword characters.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, Sora is a little different. He's not really a sword
Is it?
character.
Okay.
Yeah. I do agree, there's a lot of swords.
I'm more of a melee guy myself. Which
who do you
I
mean?
played Fox, so
same,
I do not like sword characters because I don't like playing against Marth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
fair
that's my complaint.
Yeah.
I haven't played in years though.
Yeah, so the reason I boosted the first window is because I got level 14. That's another strength up. I got it a little bit late, but that's okay. So now I'm doing a lot more damage to the third and fourth window. Gotta hit that right there. So we're gonna do Trinity Limit at the end here, and I face it towards the wall. So I haven't explained Trinity Limit. It can be a bit confusing to new players, but the way it works is that you do 3 different attacks during it, and the amount of hits that you do during those attacks will that'll determine how much damage you do at the end. So the hits themselves don't do damage, but they all translate to damage on the final attack.
And you did that earlier against the Hydra though, right?
Yeah, on Hydra, that's really important to get a lot of hits. And so the way that I did the opposite there, because I just wanted to do the last hit, and the last hit would do damage no matter how many hits you get. So if I point it towards the wall, then it just does like a huge AoE attack without wasting time going through like hits before it. And so that's Boat Pete right there, just a small minigame. The nice thing is that we get to keep batter for the beginning of Pete here.
What's that for?
There we go. And so Pete has a bunch of phases here. Like I said, bosses have health gates. This one has like really prevalent ones because he changes like the whole map. That was a weird Trinity. Okay. Normally he dies for that. Ow. I get 2 shots, so it is a bit scary. I'll potion here to be safe. We do have potions, so you can always heal when you get hit, but we don't grab that many, so if you have to heal a lot, then it gets pretty sketchy. And we do the RC here again, and that's Pete.
Nice.
So that's the end of Timeless River. Are we gonna take the break, or are we?
Yeah. So no, we'll go ahead and do that. So now is a good time for us to take a short, maybe 5 or 6 minute break, y'all. So if you want to go use the bathroom, get a snack, just take care of yourself. We're going to take a short little intermission, and we'll be right back to finish out the rest of the run. So stay right there. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, y'all. I hope everybody had a good break. We are back for more speedrunning of Kingdom Hearts 2, though. Ninten, take it away for us.
Sure, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
So we're entering Port Royal here. This is where we start to use a lot more magic because we just got Reflect from Pete, and Reflect is super powerful in this game. Some might say even too powerful, but it's really good. So basically, what it is like a shield that goes around Sora, and then if anything touches it, it'll disperse damage. And the way that we use it in the run, we're able to like combo it into a lot of other attacks to do a lot of damage.
Okay. I know
yeah,
Reflect from Final Fantasy games, which bounces back magic.
Yes.
Is
It's based
similar?
on that, but it
Okay.
just works on everything. It's not just magic.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the like skills in this game are kind of based on FF.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is where, like, you know, I have a lot more experience with is Final Fantasy games.
Yeah. Someone used the Chicken Little there. Chicken Little would whistle them in. I'll use Fire, which is a good AoE to kill them, and then whistle in the next spawn. And here's a bit of a menu. Put on Reflect on my customize. The amount of customize you do throughout the game depends on the runner. I do like some of the most minimal customize.
That's quick
It just
menuing.
depends
Is there a lot of lag in the menuing for this game, or is it
No,
pretty
it's
quick?
pretty good actually.
Okay.
It's really good in this game. A lot of the, like, maybe about like half the Cage games have like kind of laggy menus, but this one has the best one.
Nice. Nice. I love menuing. Like, I feel like it's an underappreciated skill in speedrun sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's really good, especially in Final Fantasy games. Like I've seen some menus in
yeah.
those games very crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually a really scary fight here. This is another boosting segment we have. I'm gonna get shot twice, and now I can't take another hit. I'm at 1 HP. I'm gonna be trying to kill like at least 8 pirates. They spawn in groups of 4. And so for some reason, there's like a decline on the hill. And
Yeah.
if you stand right there, like around here, you never get shot. Because
Oh, that's cool.
it's a really, yeah, it's a weird, like, I think it's a mistake in like the physics of the game. But you basically just can't take damage down there. So that's what we use that to boost here. Yeah, so just stand right here. And this is going really well. The pirates can like bait you by not going out of the shadows. That's the gimmick of this world, is that if they're in the shadows,
They're
then yes.
Yeah.
And they don't take damage either. You can't hurt them.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good boost right there. And now that whole like human thing will come into play a lot here. This is boat fight. There's like a big shadow in the middle of the boat. And so we're gonna try to avoid that with Chicken Little. And if they get launched in there, then it goes really bad. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, it's just like that. So he's frozen in the
Yeah, I can
shadows.
see it. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it.
So that's a bit unlucky. I just want to kill this guy first. Okay, so now we're gonna move to this side because there's no shadows here. The only issue is that there are the cannonballs, and they'll set the pirates on fire, which is not useful because it you can't like really hurt them when they're on fire. Oh gosh. Okay, that wasn't too bad. The fight is a lot of improv, and like this, we know where the spawns are, so just figuring out the best way to handle it. That wasn't like the optimal outcome, but it was okay. And now just a mini game, remove auto barrels. The enemies can interrupt you, but it usually doesn't happen. And I'd say that's like most of the scary boosting done
Oh yeah.
in Sword Route. We used to do like, there's different variations. When it first came about, we were like a lot riskier with it, but now the route, it feels a lot more comfortable.
So how old is this newer route?
Yeah, I think it's like maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
But-
That's still like not super new, but you know.
No, it's not. It's
The
just,
game's been
thing
out
is-
for a while, so.
Yeah, but like the main thing is that only one runner did it.
Okay. I see.
Well, maybe like 2 runners did it, I think, for a while. It's really become like a more common thing recently
Yeah.
that like a lot more runners do it now.
I see.
So shouts to VG Master, who's the current world record holder of this category. He ran shield, like, so Logic had record before him, and Logic had it on sword, and then VG got it back on shield, and then VG decided to try sword, and that's when I tried it as well, and then he got record on sword route. So the current record is on sword route now. It doesn't, so like time save wise, it also doesn't save like a lot, but it saves like maybe 20 to 30 seconds altogether.
Yeah. That, in the grand scheme of the run, that's not a ton.
No,
right.
it's like it's just like the amount of risk, because like it takes a long time to get
Yeah.
used to the game.
So is this timed by like in-game time or
Yes, it's time by
RTA?
loadless actually.
Loadless RTA? Okay, I see.
Yeah. Which is nice. On console, if you want to run on PS5 or PS4, that's a pretty good option because it's just like plug and play, and the game has like no crashing issues really. But you time on RTA, so
Yeah.
if
so
you have
just can't
PS5,
really
you have an
compete.
advantage.
Well, I guess the console runs are probably not in the same category as the PC ones. So
No, they're not. They're separate categories.
yeah. So I guess it's just like if you're on a PS5, you have a little bit of an advantage. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're interested in, if anyone watching is interested in learning to run, then hop over to speedrun.com, and there's a bunch of guides there, and there's a Discord and stuff. People are willing to help out. We got some new runners recently too. And the game has come a long way because we have like a lot of practice tools now on PC.
Practice tools, you said?
Yeah.
Those,
like we
that is
can-
very good.
Yeah.
I'm like very spoiled by speedrunning PC games. Even though PC speedrunning can be a little like complicated to get into because like you might
Yeah.
need all these different like things to have the run going properly, but just having practice tools is so huge.
It is, yeah.
It saves so much time. What is so what are we looking at for like the fastest time for this game, like at the fastest category?
Yeah, that's beginner mode, which I'd like to just call any percent because, like, you know, it's the fastest way to beat the game,
Yeah.
and it is on PC modded. It is loadless, 2 hours and 10 minutes and 48 seconds.
And then this one is, I think it was about 2:14-ish.
The world record
critical?
is 1 second. World record is
Yeah.
at 212.
Oh, 2:12. I see.
Yeah, 212, like 14 or something around there. Okay. No,
So
212.
about 2 minute difference. Still pretty long run even for the 80%.
Yeah, it's like the thing is that beginner and crit are very close to each other, and for a long time, you would kind of trade, like, the world record for beginner and crit kept trading places of which is faster.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And so here I've been leveling Wisdom Form. And that's because earlier on I mentioned that we get some movement later on. We're gonna get it here. Leveling up Wisdom Form gives you Quick Run, which is like the dash ability I've been using in the form. But we can use it as base Sora. So it makes us go quite a bit faster. We don't walk around everywhere anymore. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. You should be okay. I meant to use Trading Limit, but I fumbled the menu. Okay.
It's over.
Okay. That was really sketchy. That was not supposed to happen. I was able to use the reaction command on all three of them, which is funny. Yeah, so using Comet instead of trading there was pretty bad, but it's okay. And I hit level 18, which is important because we want that for this fight here. Okay. So this fight, you break them apart, they all come back together, and then you break them apart again. I use Comet, which is the one I used by accident in Treasure Room, to like do combos during it. The nice thing about Comet is that you're able to do attacks during the limit, which is not common for most limits. Usually the limit will take over your attacks, but you're able to do combos during it, and it also makes you invincible. So you're able to just like wail on them. And that's the case for all of Donald's limits. So you have Comet and Duck Flare. We use Duck Flare in endgame, but Comet is useful now.
And so is Comet like a similar to like the, what is it, the Trinity thing that you were talking about? Like they're like limit breaks or whatever?
Yeah, it's just it uses all your magic, and then you. Okay. But they're all unique. So Trinity is very unique in the way it does damage. However, Comet, you just do damage throughout it. Like you can press triangle to do Comet hits, and then you can do air combos during it. And this is another fight we can die to. Nice. There's a fight like that in Agrabah as well. Just like the first fight of a world in mid-game, for some reason you can die to. It doesn't even make sense because like there's not even a cutscene for it, I think. It just progresses.
Here it is.
But yeah, so this fight, Halloween Town is one of the more fun worlds for me. Until we get to Oogie. But this fight's fun. Here's Reflect in action.
Prepare to scream.
And then we do Dance Call, which is Jack's limit. And if I'm lucky... Okay, so if you... There's a small glitch there where if you end the limit right after you kill everything, you can skip the ending animation.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's weird because it doesn't. We don't really know why it happens, but
I could say there are like a lot of very, very minor like glitches or exploits in this run, but like very small.
Yeah. Usually just save like 2 or 3 seconds.
Like animation skips, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And so Prison Keeper, he has, he can choose from a random kid. We don't want Lock, or Shock, I mean. We got Lock, which is fine. Shock is the one with the big hat. She has an annoying phase to deal with. We got the lucky one, and now we use Dance Call. The nice thing about it, I mentioned way before, the bosses have revenge value. So the more attacks you do, the more revenge value you add, and if you add enough, then they'll attack back. But limits, depending on the limit, they won't add revenge value. So Dance Call is one of those where you can do a lot of it and they won't attack you. I'm gonna avoid that. Okay. So we're going to last phase here. So right there, you saw that I was able to reflect the fireball.
Yeah, I
into
saw
an air
that
combo.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so
I see what you mean, like being able to like combo the reflex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's neat stuff like that.
And is reflect like a passive, or is it something that you have to like pull on demand?
No, you have to pull on demand.
Okay, all right.
That's why I customized it, like on X.
I see.
Yeah. And yeah, so I was able to bait the fireball to come out by walking away from him too. Just like usually ways to bait the boss AI in certain ways.
Nice view.
So here is it's kind of like an auto-scroller fight here. It's just knocking presence to Uki and avoiding taking damage, essentially.
Is this a difficult auto scroller, or is it just like a little boring?
It's a little boring. It can be hard. There's like one part where you can lose or save time. Otherwise, it's just kind of a boring part of the run. So he has 3 phases. That was the first phase. Each phase, it takes 12 presents to knock him off. And in first phase, he doesn't move at all, but in second and third phase, he moves more and more. So right here, he brings out enemies, and we use Chicken Little to keep them alive. It's a neat like trick here. So you want them to stay alive, because if they're alive, then he won't summon more. And him summoning them wastes time. So I want to keep this guy alive if I can.
Yeah, I can see like all the like small ways that Chicken Little seems really useful.
Yeah, for sure, especially in mid game.
But there's a there's other
Right.
summons that you can have access to. It's just right, I assume.
Yes,
But you
we just got one from Agrabah.
But
Which
is
is
Chicken
me.
Little the main one that you use the whole run, or you swap them out a lot?
No, we use the other ones. We use Junie. From here on out, we're going to be using Junie a lot more.
Okay.
And we use Stitch as well, which we don't have yet. But we don't use him too much. And there's Peter Pan, which we don't use at all.
I see.
Which we used to use him because he's like really safe. Casually, he's really good. But we don't use him anymore.
That's right. Away you go.
And so that was second phase. I got the trick, so I saved the time. It says like maybe 5, 10, I think 5 seconds-ish, 10. If I get hit by the fist, by the way, that is a one-shot though.
Oh,
It's
really?
not hard to avoid, but yeah, you can die.
Now you just try dodging this. That's right. Away you go.
You're invincible during the present hit animation,
Yeah. Okay.
so we use that.
That's right. Away you go.
Hoping that Jack shows up. Here he is. His fire attack right there is really good.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, his it's a bit hard to explain, but his fire attack helps a lot because there's a thing in this game called damage amp, and we'll be using it a lot more later on when we get that flare. But it's where your multi-hit attacks do chip damage if you hit twice with them. So really, the first hit matters in your like multi-hit attacks. But if they're getting hurt by something else during your attack, then it'll do full damage on each hit. So the fire attack right there, my aerial spiral, which is like my air combo hit, that did a lot more damage because I was doing it during the Jack's fire.
Okay. So we have Genie as a summon now.
Yes, and I use him for that limit, and also for keeping my party members out, because they, at this point in the game, they really just like make things harder.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to control the enemies into surrounding me so I can reflect them. And party members would like
They
attack them
take
and interrupt
aggro.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. Just like getting them away from the fight. Please don't mess with me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we do that a lot from now on. And Genie is the perfect summon for that because he also doesn't interrupt anything, because Chicken Little would interrupt them,
Sure.
but Genie just sits there.
Oh, a skateboard. Well, I guess you had this
Yeah.
earlier.
No, we didn't have it earlier. Yeah, it
Okay.
for some reason skateboards just appear after you finish the world. It's like a mini game that was in Roxas Road. Like we used it actually in mail delivery at one point.
Lionel's right, you know.
So it's all.
But yeah, skateboards are cool.
I didn't mean.
Yes. Oh no! Hello! You're right, Chipper. Sora!
And we have a bit of a long walking segment here now. We're done with all the first visits, almost. We have to do SP still, which is the Tron world. But after that, we're done with all the first visits, and then we have to go back and revisit every world.
So speaking of like walking, you did that that strat earlier where you pushed Minnie down that hallway. That made me wonder, like how easy is it to like run in a straight line in this game? Because some games are really difficult to run in a straight line, and I don't know. Like I could see like maybe that Minnie thing, her being so slippery, could like really affect that.
It's not hard to run in a straight line.
So the movement is not too difficult for the most part.
No, it's very smooth.
To optimize?
I would say. It's
Okay.
pretty smooth. Yeah, it's the hard part is like right now I'm on Wisdom form, and I have this quick run ability, and so getting the exact angle on every quick run, that's the hard part.
Okay.
Because you can't move during the quick run. When you press square, you just like do that dash.
Sure.
So yeah, I have to make sure I angle that correctly. That's where it gets hard.
That
And
is that
I'm a
just
big
like
fan.
camera flicks. Just make sure you're facing the right way.
That's how I do it. I think people do it differently.
Okay.
Because like I actually play on auto camera, and that's the default. And then I press. There's a lot of like, yeah, like I press R2 to move to change the camera from auto to manual sometimes, which is like a really deep mechanic that like no one knows about. But if you press R2, the camera changes like its control scheme, and so I do that a lot. But some people play with just manual the whole time, and the camera doesn't move that much. So it's like unique to the runner what they choose.
Yeah. Sure.
And right here, we have to look at the cube and then just watch it. And I give you 2 minutes to do this.
Wow.
For some reason, it's like really easy.
Making me dizzy. Yeah, it didn't seem like that took you 2 minutes.
No, you have a lot of time. Like you just have to watch where the cube is. And so if you miss it like 5 times, then yeah, you might lose. So here's Stitch. Stitch is unique because he's in a chest. So is Peter Pan, actually. Genie and Chicken Little, you just get.
stuck
And
in a
now-
chest.
Moving on to light cycle here. This first part here is
cool.
kind of random. The spawns of the enemies are random, which make it a bit annoying. But that was a good phase right there.
It reminds me of the motorcycle segment in Final Fantasy VII.
In fact, yeah, in 7R. Oh, I guess just 7 too.
Yeah, it's in both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the one in 7R because that was like a long segment.
Well, it's a lot more of a polished mini game in the remake, that's for sure, than it is
Yeah.
on the original.
Yeah. So this is the second phase of life cycle where it is consistent. Like every spawn is the exact same. So it's actually pretty easy. You do get like 2-hit though. So casually, a lot of people struggle on this. But if you just memorize the patterns, then it's not that bad. We get a boost here. We hit the shield and then turn. And that gives you like a huge boost in your movement. Because the shields that they put up are meant to knock you to the wall, but they just give you a bunch of momentum. So if you turn when they do it, then you just go really fast. Ow, oh god. Okay.
Oh. So you
We're
said
good.
2 hits?
Yeah, well, it's more like 3, I guess.
Okay.
It's 2 usually because every single hit is usually a double hit. Like that. So now moving on to this mini game right here, this is now the moment that in shield route we would spend like double the time experience grinding,
Okay.
but in sword route we don't have to grind that much.
So is this like where
this-
the time save comes in?
Yeah, this is the majority of the time saves right
Okay.
here.
Cool.
So it's a long 2-minute stretch of infinite spawns. So it's a perfect time to grind, especially like if anyone's played the randomizer. It's a really good place to grind too. But we want to hit level 22, and I think we're about to hit 21. After we seal the 2 screens, it spawns a lot more enemies, and here's where we start grinding. We have Stitch out because Stitch can lick your portrait, and that gives you back magic.
Okay.
I don't really know how it works that way, but you want him to lick you, and that gives you back magic. There we go. That's pretty fast. So you don't have to use any ethers, which I haven't been mentioning much, but like ether routing is a huge part of the run. Magic is like super OP in this game. It's OP in all the games, and so you usually want to stay with MP with ethers, but you save a lot there with having Stitch lick you.
Would now be a good time to get some announcements in. Nintendo, is that
Sure,
okay?
yeah.
Okay. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. If you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel to get access to our emotes, have ad-free viewing, and chat with other subscribers during our replays. You can also go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to check out this season's lineup and check out the schedule for an in-depth look at this week's runs. And that's all for now. Back to you, Ninten.
This is our first showcase of Limit Form, which is only in Final Mix. It's a homage to Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora. You get 4 different limits when you go into Limit Form. It's like about using the limits. That's like the whole gimmick of the form. And we end up using Infinity there, which has it shoots a bunch of light attacks, to the boss, and that knocks out orbs that we can then use to stun him. which is the boss's gimmick. The boss is like, if you notice during the screen mini game, we had orbs that we used to like freeze the screens. We use that to freeze him. And then we use that along with comment to do a lot of damage. And now right here, this is where we get like a lot of fights back to back to back. I'll be using Chicken Little after I get drive back. We're at 1 bar of drive, but we get a ton of it from these magnets. Use a cheeky reflect right there to get some more damage in. And yeah, so now that we have magnet, Chicken Little will be less and less useful. We still use them now because we don't have Magnera, but once we get that, then Chicken Little will be like pretty much phased out. Magnet is like, it sucks in the enemies too, but it's like a really small version of it.
Let's go. Gather. Hold it. Gather.
And so we're using that in combination with Finishing Leap, which is an ability we got all the way back in Halloween Town. Okay, this is a little bad. Hang on a sec. So I lost my magic there. The way that the magic works in this game is that if you go to 0, then you enter MP recharge, and that's when the bar turns pink. And when that happens, it takes more ethers to get your MP back. So you ideally don't enter MP recharge. You want to use an ether before you use all your magic.
Dance, water, dance.
So I made a mistake right there by not using an ether, but that's okay. I just had to use one more. And now is our first, our first org member that we actually defeat. We fight him again, but this time we actually fight him after the minigame. We're gonna use Trinity Limit to take out the clones, and so these hits will count towards the finisher damage. And now enter Limit Form again. Limit Form does a lot of damage with the finisher as well. Use another Infinity. And now enter Comet. So again, we're invincible during the Comet, so we get a lot of easy damage in. And there we go. That fight is a bit scary because, well, this whole segment is scary because we have to take out FF fights immediately after, and if you die in any of these fights following Demix, then you restart before Demix. So it's the biggest time loss in the game if you die. And these fights get progressively harder.
So if you do die in this game and you don't have a manual save, is there do you just like go back a certain distance, or
it just it puts you back to, generally it puts you back to before the fight you die to.
Okay.
Like immediately before.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad, but like and this is the only segment where it puts you back even farther than that, so you have to redo like multiple fights.
I'm thinking like old school games, like, oh, if you didn't set a manual save, well, you have to start all the way over again.
Yeah, this game's not like that, thankfully.
Okay.
That would be pretty crazy if it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's genuinely some speedruns where it's just like, you know, don't die, because like saving takes too much time. And if you do die, you start from the beginning.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. I mean, oh gosh. So these guys have an attack that one-shots you. It's one where they jump in the air and come back down. And so if I get hit by that, it's just like over. Those enemies are in this fight, and then they're in this next fight here. So you gotta watch out for them. I'm gonna use Thunder on this guy to bait out the reaction command, which gives me that laser. And the laser does a lot of damage.
Cool.
So that attack right there, that's a one-shot. we're good.
Yeah, I really am noticing you do a lot of reflex.
Yeah. It's important to know like when to use them, because like, you know, a lot of casual players will just kind of like sit there and spam it, which can make you less safe because you're not anticipating what's coming. So
it seems like it actually might be pretty fun gameplay though, like almost like a
yeah,
parry.
it is. Yeah, for sure. And so here I'll be.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it is 1,000 hardest fight. So I'll be using this RC the entire time, and it's scary because the enemies can just kind of spawn in and shoot you. And so there's another huge thing that makes Sword scarier, which I didn't mention yet, is that you would have once more, which means that if you get comboed to death, you actually stay alive at 1 HP. And that's only on Shield Route. So on Sword Route, if I get comboed to death from off screen, I just die. So this fight, you can just get really unlucky and just die from like an off-screen death.
Yeah, there are a lot of enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, so this fight is notorious for being very luck-based and scary like that. I could have died if I didn't go limit. You can get frame traps like that and just not even go limit for him. Oh, okay.
It's like they're for the most part gone. Does that laser clear through all of them?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no! I saw that combo. Yeah. I see what you mean there.
That's pretty crazy. There's a lot of them.
Does that laser like cleave through the whole crowd, or is it just like hit the first wave in front of you?
Oh, this like the laser that I use?
Yeah.
It kind of like, so the game doesn't spawn every enemy, so it's
just the ones in the center with you.
Kind of, yeah. It's actually kind of random how many it kills, but I manipulate the camera. So you see, I'm moving the camera for it to be off screen. I do that because it kills more enemies if I do it that way.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's not really like a science to what it kills, but we just know that if it's off camera, it generally kills more.
Okay.
But yeah, I was able to show off. That's exactly what can happen in 1K at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, because as soon as you got touched, you could tell you knew you were dead.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have drive there. That's all right.
It's all right.
That was because I didn't build up drive. After Final Fantasy fights, you want to get drive back during the FF fights, but I wasn't able to build up enough here. Because in order to go limit form, you need 4 drive gauge. In other forms, like Valor and Wisdom, you need 3, but limit needs 4. Yeah, but both of those deaths would have been avoided if I was playing on Shield Route. So that's like partly what makes Sword so scary.
I see. Well, the show is called Game Over, so it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see runners have good runs, but at the same time, like I want to see a little bit of game overs happen.
Yeah, and this is one of those runs for sure that if you don't see a game over, you don't realize how hard it is, but you can die really fast.
Yeah, it's good to like just give people a sense of, you know, the difficulty that's happening.
Yeah. Alright, so we're at the last few again.
Yeah, the first one you like died right at the end, I think.
I did, yeah. It was like
Right at the end. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But that that happens a lot
Yeah.
in 1K because it gets scary when there's multiple of the flying robots. Because if there's only one, it's pretty easy to control him. But for some reason, the game will just spawn like 5 sometimes, like it did there, and it's just like crazy.
Photo and some ice cream.
Is that the end of the mid game for you?
Yes, that's
'cause
the end of the mid-game.
Okay, gotcha. Because you mentioned earlier, there's like a hard fight at the end of the mid game. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that was it right there.
Cool.
Yeah, here's the end game. Here's where we do second visits, which are all pretty short. And they're all really fun too. So I'm gonna do a quick experience boost here. This one's not really scary. It just takes a small setup here. Okay, I don't think that was enough hits, so I'll do a few more. So this should kill everything. I summoned Genie real quick to remove party members, and then I dismissed him so I could use Tree Limit after.
I think that's so funny. Just like Genie's ability is to just get the party members out of there.
Yeah, it is. He's actually my favorite summon.
What does Genie do?
He has,
Other than that,
yeah, he has dry forms like Sora does, and he doesn't. He has all of them except for limit form. But so right now we have Valor and Wisdom. Oh no, and Master. But anyway, so he has dry forms, and he just does a limit in that form. So essentially, there's like 4 dry forms in the game that he has limits for, and they're all different kinds of limits that he can do. That's pretty much all that he does. So not like a lot, but the limits are really useful. Like we'll be using it coming up here.
okay. You mentioned the Peter Pan summon earlier. That you're not
Yeah.
going to use him, but he is very good. What does the Peter Pan summon do?
He has a regen ability, so he'll heal you
Okay.
over time.
Okay.
And he also does he'll combo along with Sora. So if you do
Okay.
attacks, then Peter Pan will attack as well. And
That sounds
you can use
comfy.
him. Yeah, and you can use him to like stun lock bosses as well.
Okay.
So some people in chat might be familiar with the Syx Peter Pan stun loop. And if you play randomizer, he's useful in that as well for stun looping, stun locking. And so we used to use him like way back, like 10 years ago, but we have other faster methods now.
Okay. So these second visits are just like progressing the story. You have to revisit all these places.
Back off. This is it.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a while. I don't remember why we're going back through the worlds. I think it's like I know it's I don't know for sure.
You just have to do it. That's all.
Yeah, you have to do it. I recently went back and relearned the whole cage plot, but this wasn't like in that summary I read, so I guess it's not that important.
We just know we have things to kill.
Yes. I know there's multiple keyholes, because in the first Kingdom Hearts game, there's 1 keyhole in each world. In this game, there's like 2 or 3, I think, even sometimes. Not really sure. So a small boost here as well. We take a hit, it kind of like damage boosts us. And here's Master Genie. So I turn him into Master form, and I'm gonna use Magnet alongside him to do extra damage. Like that. So what's happening there is that he's knocking them in and out. Spike Vegeta came up with the name Magnet Shuffle, because you're shuffling the enemies in and out of the magnet to do more and more damage, because the magnet does damage when it sucks them in. And so we'll be doing that a lot from here on out.
Okay. So more useful than just getting your party members out.
Yes, he's very useful. He's my favorite summon. Do it again here. So just most them, and I'll be using Vader Genie for the rest because Master uses 3 summon gauge, but Vader and Wisdom want to use 1, and I don't want to use Genie. I need to keep him alive. Might cut it close here. So here's another thing I'll be using more on the fight too, on the boss. If you swap Genie forms, every time you swap Genie's form, it resets your combo. And so this is like advanced tech in this game, is that you can infinitely combo anything by swapping Genie's drive form mid-combo. And it's like pretty crazy because it's somewhat hard to do like technically on the controller, do really fast inputs.
Okay.
And but it's really cool. Like you can just do an infinite combo. So I do it right here.
Give me strength.
Oh god, I messed it up.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to use it that one time. But it's a pretty cool tech you can do. Now, the gimmick of this boss is you have to knock out the medallions and then put it back into the chest to bring it back to life. And once we do that, I use Comet to prevent him from breaking out of my attacks. So we're still knocking him with Comet. There we go. And now he's in last phase. And now we're just gonna use Master Form to knock out all the medallions. So Master Form uses 3 thunders every time you use a thunder. And that is useful here because each thunder knocks out medallions from Grim Reaper. So normally you have to spend a long time trying to knock out all 800 medallions, but Master Form isn't really fast. We got Master Form from Hollow Bastion, like before 1K, but we didn't use it too much. I think I used it on... My first time using it was on Grim Reaper. And yeah, to those just joining in later, the PC modded is just skipping the going missions. The auto squitters that take a while.
How many of those have we skipped so far?
At this point, we skipped all of them except for the last one.
So several minutes of our
Yeah,
lives.
about
saved.
20 minutes have been skipped now.
20 minutes, all right. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Is it,
You do one
is it-
for each.
I was going to say, is it common for people to run without the skips for it? Or is that not happen often?
It's about 50-50 right now, I'd say.
Okay.
So if you're going to run without gummy skip, people will run console, usually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because if you run on PC, pretty much everyone runs on PC with gummy skip. But if you're going to run console, then you just play... Yeah, you can't mod console, really.
Right.
And so we're going to boost on these Bookie vendors here.
Let's go.
The Bookie vendors are like rare Heartless that I actually manipulated them to show up earlier on in Beast Castle. If you noticed me walking in and out of a room in Beast Castle after 1K, that's why I did it. It manipulates the Bookie vendors to spawn here. And what they do is that they give you a rare item, but they also give you a lot of experience. So if I'm boosting, then I get even more experience.
More skateboarding.
And yeah, more skateboarding. Yeah, so that makes a big difference because we want to hit level 30 for Jafar, and that's the last experience like milestone we have.
Is that the fight that you were talking about? You really wanted the certain amount of experience for?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just
Jafar?
having it for that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's mostly for screens, which we got past with Stitch. But your experience can still matter until Jafar.
Okay.
Now this is a lot of runners' least favorite split because it is a completely RNG minigame.
Oh man.
And it's like towards the end of the run. So we have to get 100 points worth of presents. And the bigger the present is, the more points you get. And the ones that it spawns are completely random. So that brown box over there is like the best one.
Well, how much time could you possibly lose?
It's about, like, worst case, it's like 30.
Wow.
30 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah. It usually isn't that much, though. It's like best to worst case.
Yeah.
It's usually like 15 if you have a bad one. But it's bad, yeah. Especially because after 1K, the run is considered to be like pretty, like everything aside from that is like very consistent.
Yeah. I could see that would be very frustrating.
Yeah, it is for sure. Experiment here is a tough fight casualty because he has a bunch of crazy attacks that do a lot of damage. Here's where Duck Flare comes in. We got it from Port Royal. And like I mentioned before, I was playing damage amp. So here's where it comes into play, because whenever I use Duck Flare finisher, my aerial dive and aerial spiral, those attacks right there, do a lot more damage when he's being hit by Duck Flare. So that fight is basically over after 2 Duck Flares. And a weird fact is that Duck Flare was buffed in the English version of the game. For some reason, the JP version has a weak Duck Flare. And we don't really know why.
Give me strength.
So I grabbed a Spooky Vendor here.
Let's go.
And now our experience should be okay. So Agrabah 2 is one of the more, it's kind of like a nice break in Psychic Visits because it's just, there's an auto-scroller coming up soon, and otherwise the carpet segment isn't too exciting. You're kind of limited in tools that you have in the carpet.
Gather. Gather.
Oh god, I think, yeah, I'm gonna die.
Oh. I look like a stun lock.
Yeah, it was a stun lock for sure. That's, again, in shield route, you would survive that, but that's alright. You usually don't get hit by every hit from that attack.
You okay with reading one more set of announcements while you
Yeah, for
replay
sure.
that? Okay. Check out GDQ's International Transgender Day of Visibility Celebration, a weekend highlighting transgender speedrunners on March 29th and 30th. Use !trans visibility in Twitch chat for more info. Also, GDQ will be live at PAX East May 8th to the 11th. Submissions are now open until March 23rd. I think we just passed that. Visit submissions.gamesdonequick to submit your runs. I guess a little bit late on the submissions, but tune in May 8th to the 11th for the GDQ at PAX East. And back to you, Ninten.
Awesome. So we just did a small mini game where you follow Jafar. He's like a water ghost. And now we're gonna do just one last fight, and then we have some mini games coming after.
Gather.
It's worth mentioning that, so on critical mode, I mentioned at the start, we get more abilities. Though one of those abilities was Finishing Plus, and that's why we're able to do Magnet Finishing Leap, like I happen, like especially since mid-game. If you play on beginner mode, you don't have the Finishing Plus until you get a different keyblade. So you don't get to do that as much, which is another reason why, like personally, Crit is my favorite category, because you have some neat tools. On beginner, you're more limited, but you do a lot more damage. All right, so we're just doing some magic on the switches there to finish the minigame. And here is the auto-scroller. Now, this auto-scroller has enemies in it, and I will be trying to hit level 30 during it. And I'm like 99% sure that my experience is fine.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that bad if it isn't.
Okay.
It just uses some time.
So you're not even controlling this at all, other than swinging?
No, we're moving.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not moving like the speed, but we're moving Sora around the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is a lot. This is like what the gummies are like. So the gummies you can't speed up at all, but you're moving
Yeah.
the gummy ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the enemy spawns are consistent, so we know exactly how much experience you need. And I have enough. The only thing that can be scary is that you can miss a kill. So there's gonna be a fat bandit right here in the background that I got right there. If you miss those snipes, then you lose out on log experience.
Is there any threat of like dying here? Probably not if you're experienced with it, but
Yeah, if your experience is fine.
okay.
I don't think I've died here in a long time. Because you get like 2 shot maybe, but taking a hit, like to begin with, is pretty rare. So there's level 30 right there.
Cool.
There's some sandstorms right there you can get hit by, but even those don't really kill you. It's fine.
So pretty chill. We're chilling.
Now we have Jafar. Oh god. Which
Not so
it should be chill. Yeah,
Really?
it should
Okay.
be chill, but
Okay.
it can be bad if you mess up. Like if you mess up, it goes really bad. Oh, so another thing to mention is I save warped right there. We do that a lot throughout the game. You have access to save points to warp to, so instead of running there manually, you just warp there. So at the beginning, we killed a stomach. And now we do, oh gosh, I missed. See, now I can get sketchy because I missed an attack. But I think it's okay. Yeah, so I'm a little bit under damage. We want to kill him the next time that we knock him down.
This is it.
So
is-
ideally we can kill him here.
Is this fight just like a DPS check for time saves here?
Yes, it is. But it's important, if you don't kill him during this stun right here, then he goes into his DM, which stands for Desperation Move. and those are just like enemies, bosses' ultimate attacks. But the problem with his DM is that it's like really hard to survive. Like you pretty much 99% die if you go to it. So
looks like you
I
made
almost,
it through though.
yeah, I was actually pretty close, but yeah.
Okay, so you're really just trying to like level up high enough to kill him fast enough to avoid that.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
What's that? Whenever Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Gee. Hey, Sora, we're gonna. And while we do, we really.
And we did some of Beast Castle earlier. The reason that we stopped by was to manip the Poke vendors, like I mentioned before, and also to get Rumbling Rose, which gives you another finishing plus. And it's also a strong keyblade. So now that we've leveled up to 30, we're coming back to beat Zaldin. Because the thing about the second visits is that you can do all of them in any order you want to. Aw, Donald. Want him to survive. That's alright though, because I need him to do Trinity Limit. Party members need to be live for it, so I couldn't do it there. Okay, I don't have drive. I need drive to go master. So I'm gonna do some improv here.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna use Valor form, which is basically the same as master, except that you don't. It's a little different. Hang on. For our purposes, it's pretty much the same. I just need to hit Donald here. Okay. The main reason to go master is that Donald doesn't die. So I lost some time having to heal him. That's fine.
This is like an infinite almost. I guess not quite. It's like a lot of hits in a row.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's cool.
yeah, that fight is sick. So that's Zaldin. The whole gimmick there is you want jumps to do damage, and I do a lot of damage because we're level 30, and because we have reaction boost. So that's how we do most of his health, and then we kill him with Duck Flare.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's a cool fight. Especially because Casualty, like, he's a pretty hard fight, Casualty. Now we're fighting Mysterious Man, which is Riku. Ow.
Wow, spoilers.
Does a lot of damage. Yeah. I mean, it's never technically confirmed as Riku.
Yeah, it's over. Give me strength. It's over.
So the enemies above me are supposed to spawn in. I'm not really sure whether or not. That was a bit weird. I expected him to spawn in.
Interesting.
Light.
Yeah, the fight ends after you do a certain amount of damage. He's a weird boss because he's one of the only bosses that doesn't like stagger. He's just like a rock. So that makes him a lot more annoying. Now we're gonna do more magnet shuffling here with Trinity Limit. And then the finisher should kill everything. Now we got the snipers, which are... I don't think we've seen snipers yet. They're a different nobody. They do a lot of damage. But we're gonna use Magnet. Now that we have Magnera, we don't use Chicken Little here.
So how precise are those reflects?
Oh gosh. They're not too precise. Okay, so they're not too precise. They, like, you surround the Sora with the reflect. The amount of frames that they're active is like pretty long. The main thing you have to be worried about is if you reflect once and then you don't continue it, you have like a lot of lag after when it's ending. So you're vulnerable during that lag.
I see. So you still want to like time it and not mess it
Oh yeah,
up.
you definitely want to time
You
it
can
for
get
sure.
you can get punished, I guess.
Yeah. So this is not what's supposed to happen here. I fell off of Storm Rider, which is fine.
Back off.
For some reason, you can just fall off Storm Rider to start. I haven't really figured out why, but I think it can still make it work.
It's over.
You just want to do a lot of damage here and not die. Okay, we should be fine now.
There.
Okay, I wanted Stitch to lick me there, but he didn't do it.
Ooh.
There we go. Just 2 duck flares, a lot of duck flare spam.
Is the duck flare the rockets that it's coming out?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the rockets.
Gotcha.
It's from Donald. Like it's the same. It's a similar thing to Comet, except that he uses rockets instead of like fireworks. And that is all of the Disney worlds.
Maybe that's the
Now we're just on the final few worlds.
Final few, so not one left, a couple left.
It's another.
Just 2. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going back to Twilight Town, and then we'll go to the final world. So, coming up in the final world, there'll be a lot of back-to-back fights because we have only beaten. Let's see, we beat Zodin and Demix. So you fought 2 org members. We still have like 5 more to fight. So we're gonna fight them all back-to-back in the final world. But before that point, we have this fight, which is Mickey fight. It's called that because Mickey helps you out during the fight, but he is not useful, which is the case for a lot of extra party members. Usually they're not very helpful.
Yeah.
So we want to use Magnet Genie to knock the enemies in and out and kill them fast like this. Mickey will usually knock them away like that. So as long as he doesn't do it in the middle of my attack, then it's okay. He did it right there. That's like worst case scenario right there. This might be okay. Yeah, so it was a bit slow. It's really just RNG if that happens. And before entering the world, or before that fight, I put on one of my favorite limits called Word of Goof, which is Goofy's limit. And we don't use it too much, but it's pretty cool when we do. I'll be using it right here.
All right. Let's see it. A lot of
I want to hear your.
cutscenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes in that spot. You also the music replays over and over. All right, here we go. Ready, Goof time. There we go.
Nice.
It's just a really funny limit. We didn't use it for a
Let's
longest
go,
time.
Goofy. So is this kind of like a boss rush going on here?
Not yet. We're about to hit there.
Okay.
Right now, we have Axel on our team. He's a part of the organization, but he's somewhat betraying them
I see.
because we're like Roxas, which is his friends. You find all that out in the Days game.
Gather. No, you don't. Let's go. Gather. Gather.
And there we go. So right there, Axel sacrifices himself, and it's pretty sad. Rest in peace, Axel.
Gather.
I need some drive here, though. So let me get some drive back.
Gather.
There we go.
Give me strength.
Okay, and speaking of Roxas, we have to fight Roxas here.
Oh, really?
Yep. So it is actually one of the hardest fights in the game.
Take that.
And I won't be able to commentate it too much. I think it just speaks for itself. We're going to be doing reflex. And these are really well times. It's one of the hardest strats in the game. You have to time the 2 reflex like very well to get them to connect without getting hit.
Yeah. Defend.
And you die really fast.
Back off.
Ooh, I thought I messed up there.
Yeah. Defend.
Okay, I almost died.
Yeah. It's over.
So I have to kind of improv now.
Back off. This is it. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. Back off.
There we go.
Cool. That was sick.
That was a good improv.
That was cool, especially with all the reflex.
Yeah, that's one of the most fun fights to learn.
I'm really impressed by the combat of this game when like a skilled player's piloting it.
Yeah, especially these fights are when the combat really shines, I think.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, I need drive again. Okay. I don't know how to get it here. I need drive because I need to enter anti-form, which is a form I have not entered the whole game. Some people might be wondering, hang on, I need to spawn an enemy. How I've avoided it so far? Hang on a sec. Okay. This is very awkward because I need to enter form. Hang on. Okay, so I need to go into anti-form here. The reason I need to do that is because I need to reduce my anti-points. The way that we avoid anti-form is by... so basically there's an anti-point system where every drive form that I use, it increases my anti-points. And if you get to a certain amount, then you have a chance of going anti. But there's a lot of situations where the game won't let you go anti, and that's how we generally avoid it. On top of every time you get a new drive form, it reduces your anti-points as well. But right here, because it's a long stretch without getting a new form, I had to manually reduce it by going into anti-form on purpose. And it was really important that I did that there. So we're good now.
You really shouldn't have betrayed us. Gotcha now!
And now it's Igbar,
You clever little sneak.
who is actually Lushu, but we don't have to go into that here. We beat him with duck flares, but it requires some really precise combos to get maximum damage. So we're gonna let him cool off for a second here because his revenge value is actually like overflowing right now. We need it to go down a bit so that he doesn't break out of this combo here. And there he is.
Give me strength.
So that's 2 out of 5 down. Oh god. I have no potions, which is pretty sketch. If I need to heal any party members or myself, then I don't have anything. Which is really sketchy, because Donald will likely die in one of these fights, but we'll see what happens. This fight, we don't have party members. We're fighting against Luxord.
Out of time is the loser.
Back off. It's over.
This fight has a lot of intermixing reflex with attacks. Okay, we don't want him to do cards. This fight is really luck-based. It's one of the most luck-based fights in this part of the run. Because you don't want him to do cards. You want him to do the minigame. But it's random if he does it. It's a coin flip, essentially. So he's doing a lot of cards right now. The cards are bad because you can't reflect them as easily. And he jumps away from you after he does it. Oh no.
I gotta say, this seems like one of the longer fights in the run.
It is too, I think, yeah.
It's over.
A challenge, is it?
Okay, he's about to end. So once his health gets around here, he tries to do a DM, but we're gonna skip it by doing a long combo on him here.
Okay, DM desperation move? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I remember. Nice. Paying attention.
Pass the quiz.
Nice.
Yeah, the DMs are important in the run. We try to avoid all of them. You can skip all of them except for Demix, if you consider the minigame a DM. And Final Zemnis, like the final boss, has like a DM that you can't really skip.
How much longer would you say until like final boss? Is there a lot of stuff we still have to get through?
No, we're at the end, so probably like 15 minutes.
It's over. Gather.
No way.
This part is really cool. We go into Wisdom form after that combo's over. Do some more reflect combos. We call that RSR because you do reflect and then slap shot into another reflect. Slap shot is your ground hit right there. Yeah, so that fight is a lot of duck flares, but also a lot of reflects in between. And that's where I was afraid of Donald dying, but he survived, so I should be okay with my potions now. So that's all the org down. We just have Zemnis now. Got a quick run up to the top of the tower here. And we're gonna fight phase 1 of Zemnis. I like to think of Zemnis as having like 5 phases. It's pretty much all the bosses we have left.
5 phases.
Yeah, he has a lot.
It's a long one?
They're all like, it's just like a whole sequence of final boss fights.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So this is the first phase, which is really easy. It's kind of weird that they put this like after all the other hard fights, but he only has like 2 attacks. It's like he can either do 2 swings or a barrier, and I'll just be reflecting it and into combos.
Back off. Yeah. Defend. Yeah. Defend. Yeah. Defend. Back off.
It's a lot more RSR right there. Long combo is bad. You don't want him to do it. Just because it's slower. That's when he does that like dance right there.
Back off. Take this.
Oh, I did it again. Gonna go into limit form. I delayed it so that I could have more iframes from the start of limit.
It's over.
And finish him that way.
Okay, that's phase 1.
Yeah, that's phase 1.
Okay. 4 more to go. I think gives you like a little prop.
Yeah,
you
that's the
sure?
final door.
Yeah.
So, in the original, you couldn't like do post-game content, but in Final Mix, you can save after.
Okay. So there's these like little parts in between the fights as well.
Yeah, like right there is the small lead up to it. And now we have the core, which is, there are 2 cylinders. We just use magnet to remove them all. Now we have Magmega, which is like the strongest version of Magnet. And it is huge, like the range is huge on it. I'll be using Word Goof one more time here.
Give me strength. Gather.
So we use Master Form to initially gather all these and defeat the first wave, then revert and do 2 magnets into Word Goof here. There we go.
Hey, Goofy.
Let's go, Word Goof.
Yeah.
Conveniently gives me redrive so I can summon Genie. It's not gonna work. Okay, I think it's okay.
Gather. Gather. Over and out. Okay. Gather. Gather.
Okay, I had to play it a bit safe here. I need to make sure I can Magnet Shuffle those guys and then do the End of Trinity here to hit the core. So I finished the wave off and then the Trinity hits the core at the end.
Give me strength. Back off. It's over.
Now I need to build back my drive again before the core dies, which should be okay. There we go. So I'm gonna go Battle Form just so I can get my magic back, because it refoods your magic and health. Now there's a neat, really quick menuing I have to do here, where I throw the elixir, but before it lands on me, I use a limit. There we go. There we go. Had to concentrate there. There's a lot of stuff going on in that fight.
Yeah, it looked like it. This is an intense, like, final stretch. A lot of stuff.
It is, yeah. Until we get here, this part is it's kind of like an auto-scroller, not really though, because you can save and use time. But it's like kind of like a gummy mission. We just destroy parts of the dragon on this like spaceship thing. And so a tech I'm doing here is that I'm shooting a laser in between my attacks. And if you do that, then it's similar to Genie, where you can like do an infinite combo. But it's really hard on the hands because you have to alternate between square and X or circle and X if you reflect. That was the second phase, so this is the third phase. So you beat Armor Zemnis, which is like Zemnis 2, and then this is what I call Zemnis 3. Yeah, but the end game of this game is really hype. Like if you're watching PvP too.
I think it is for sure.
Yeah.
Like, how much threat is there of the run ending here at the end?
There's a lot because like everything can go wrong pretty much.
Everything can go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like the threats are like really hard. Like they get harder as you play the game, as you progress through the game. So like final fights have a lot of hard threats. And Final Zemnis actually has like one of the hardest strats in the game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like right at the end. Okay.
Yeah, and so like some runners opt to do like a safe strat, but a lot of people do the hard strat nowadays.
Well, I'd say like the coolest thing I saw so far, like in terms of like just obviously cool, was that Roxas fight.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
But I imagine there's a whole lot of things like happening that it's difficult to appreciate until you like actually try to do it yourself.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot of things that go into it. Like it's mostly just the timing of each reflex. It's pretty hard.
Sure.
Oh gosh, let's try to do a slide dash here, but I didn't lock onto him.
How hard can you be?
I almost died. He did the swing, which would one-shot me, but I reacted to it in time.
He's just sitting in a chair. Like, I love how lazy the final boss is. Just like not even gonna stand up.
Okay.
Hearts of power. Nothingness is eternal.
So the fun thing is that if you play Birth by Sleep, he does stand up, and he's a lot harder when he stands up.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
All right, so he has 3 phases. That's the second phase. We're gonna glide over these lasers and then try to get this building here. I might not get it.
Wait,
Okay,
so there's phases within this phase?
Yeah, this phases. So like he just knocks you away and you have to go back to him. So here's the last one, and then we go to the final boss. Final boss. All right, here we go. So this like opening combo is super cool, but it's pretty hard to execute. but I think it should be. You should be able to tell how hard it is just by watching it. Oh gosh. Okay. Made a small mistake there.
Ooh.
Anger and
Yeah, if you mess up, you just die.
supreme.
Okay. This is fine. We can get some extra damage in here. And so we want to get him to 4 bars of health and then start a long combo on him because he wants to enter his laser phase now, which is really slow if we let him do it. So we try to prevent it. We got unlucky and got it anyway. It's like a 50-50 if he does it, but at least we did more damage to him, so it should be faster. Okay, that's it. So now we have to go through the sequence, and then the run's over.
Okay. Sick run.
Yeah.
The ending
Schroff
really
must
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't really aware of your game, Kingdom Hearts 2. I gotta give props. This has been a really cool run.
Yeah, and especially like if you're interested in seeing more like cool fights, I recommend watching Data Org run. The Data Org are just like super boss versions of all of the organization, but they do it like super fast, and they do a lot of cool stuff in that run.
Is it just like back-to-back boss fights?
Yeah, it's only fights.
Yeah.
And I'll do the swag ending.
A swag ending.
Because we still have to do one more input.
Okay, one more input.
Well, it's a couple more actually, but there we go. That's time.
Nice. Awesome run.
Thank you. Yeah, that was really fun to show off. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And I believe that was the first time we showed off Sword Route as well.
Yeah, that's also really cool. Get some new Kingdom Hearts 2 speedrun content here. Never before seen.
I think so.
GDQ.
Never before seen.
Yeah. So do you want to like give your shout outs, Ninten, before we go for the night?
Yeah, for sure. So shouts for GDQ for having me. Thank you for inviting me, Regal.
I can't.
And shouts to the entire Cage community for being very welcoming to new runners and just being there the whole time. I've been in the community for a long time, and this game has always been consistently run by somebody. The time has been pushed down a lot. It's a really cool run, and we still find new stuff even to this day. And yeah.
Sora?
I want to go ahead and point out you were 1 second underestimate.
That's crazy.
That's actually awesome. Perfect estimate. Amazing.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
I always figured I would.
Thank you so much, Ninten, for that amazing Kingdom Hearts 2 speedrun. Definitely gave me a lot of respect for the speedruns for this game. That was awesome. But that's going to be all for today, sadly, for Game Over.
What's that light?
We'll see y'all in about 2 more weeks for our next show. But make sure you stick around for coming up next. We have Think Fast to follow up, so make sure to stay around for that. And I'll see y'all next time for the next episode of Game Over. And have a good night. All right, thanks for watching.
See you guys.
Put me down. I can walk.